I want to be a part of this house. The guys are like, me, okay. Like, okay, got it. Who here thought it was going to be easy? Who here thought it would be hard? They raised their hands. I'm like, guys, this is what hard feels like. And all of a sudden, there's just like this big exhale in the room. They're like, expectations get reset. This is normal. You wanted this thing. You expected it to be hard. Reality now matches conditions. So our expectations now match conditions. This is what hard feels like. And then all of a sudden, it's like they got permission to feel shitty. And by getting permission to feel shitty, they stop feeling it. And the next one is like, what if we confront it and say, like, what if they're right? Now what? Because I think a lot of effort gets put into trying to deny reality, right? Like, there's this clip that I shared from Tom Bilyeu, and he was talking about how he gets made fun of for his ears being big, right? And I think it's a really good clip because his point that he was making, because it's such a visual, easy example for people to understand. He's like, is that it's true. I do have big ears, and so that's like if they're like, you have no right to be making content. Are they right? Okay. And yeah, we're still gonna do it anyways. Because the thing is, like, I want to.
Woo! Rise and shine, dreamers. Happy Tuesday. I apologize. We're literally wrapping up a huge call connecting with a massive leader. So I want to make sure I get on for today. We're not missing it. The journey still continues. So here we are. And I'm getting into today the 4 keys to duplication as we are inching towards Baltimore. Rory, shout out to you, my brother. Holding the vision, trusting the process. Phenomenal call just now. You never know where that next call, DM, conversation could lead to. So I love to see it. A lot of abundance is here and on the way. So let me go ahead and get live on IG. Let me get the fam on here. They're not going to want to miss this one. I'm actually going to give them a little bit of this sauce, how to go ahead and duplicate their business. Here we go. Might as well. I love it. What's everybody grateful for? Grateful to be alive. So grateful for God, the access for Baltimore. I'm telling you right now, this is going to be an experience of a lifetime. I look forward to these events all year, to be able to go ahead and get the family together, the experiences, the dinners, the moments where you're gonna come back home and you're gonna wish you could go back and sit in these moments. I'm talking about moments that we dream about, right? Getting around the 1%, being able to go ahead and smell success, hear the conversations, feel the aura, feel the frequency of what it's like to be in a room with literally 4,500 plus individuals vibrating, lighting it up, dropping value, so many incredible things that you all are going to see as we get to Baltimore. Daya, it's good to see you, Queen. What's going on? Here we go. Let's dive in. How to duplicate your business. All right. I want to give you guys the 4 keys to go ahead and make this happen for anybody that's listening. Matt, what's going on, fam? This is huge, right? It doesn't really matter what business that you're in, but this is obviously going to be pretty prominent for our business. So here we go. Number 1, the first thing is going to be to use third-party tools, right? You guys understand that facts tell, stories sell. So when you think about what it is that we have, incredible products, right? Bad things happen to good people every single day. So it's safe to say that it's not a question whether or not people need this, but it's a fact of how to go ahead and truly leverage these skill sets and leverage what it is that we have, right? We all have the Prospect by PPLSI, right? If you go and look on that app, there is so many incredible testimonials and different pieces that we can utilize and leverage depending on who it is that we are talking to. Okay. So this is big. Number 1 is going to realize the power of third-party tools. I'll give you one of my favorite, Mr. Jason Bemji, right? If you guys have never seen Jason Bemji's story, he shares about how basically his stepdaughter that he raised since she was 3, the mother passed away a year ago. And because he never had a will sign, he's going through a very serious custody battle. And he made it his mission, right, to be able to go out and impact countless of other lives. So they don't have to experience the same hardship that he's going through right now. That's his story. That's his testimony. You guys can share this with anybody that has kids. And I guarantee you they're going to resonate because obviously if you have kids, it's a no-brainer to be able to protect your legacy, right? At least we would think so. So that's number 1, the power of third-party tools. Number 2, the second key to go ahead and duplicate your business is going to be understanding third-party experts. third-party experts, right? Pros. Think about it. We have mentors. We have the access of individuals who have been inside of this space for the past 1, 5, 10, 20, almost 30 years that we get the opportunity to be able to leverage, to be able to edify, and to be able to allow them to do the heavy lifting. You see, whenever we're talking to somebody, whenever we're doing a three-way call, the mentor is the one who answers the questions, who breaks down the business, who allows them to see a bigger vision. That's not necessarily our job. The mentor has the one who's been able to go ahead and change lives. They've been able to use the products, use the service. So some of you might be brand new. You haven't maybe gotten your first testimonial yet. Maybe you haven't actually used the lawyers and had them send out a letter. Maybe you haven't even plugged in your identity shield. Well, if you haven't, hopefully suggest that you do so you're protected. But that's the thing. We get to leverage somebody else's story inside of the business. Because I can't tell you how many times, drop a 2 down below if you guys have ever had somebody ask you, how much money have you made yet? You guys ever had somebody ask you that? I heard that all the time at the beginning of my journey. How much money have you made? Well, let me give you a secret, okay? Number one, most of the time, if they're asking that question, it's because we didn't give enough value. And number two, there's no need to lie about how much that we made, because they're looking for that. You don't need to tell them that you've made thousands of dollars. Jojo, happy Tuesday. It's good to see you. The 4 keys to go ahead and duplicate the business, fired up for Baltimore. Shout out to JoJo and Anissa. They got their tickets, so they're going to be out there with the fam. Couldn't miss that one. Let's go. I love to see it. So experts, right? Third party. Think about it. JoJo is actually right now, she's in Houston. So she gets to leverage Mr. Darnell Self, one of the top African Americans in the whole industry of MLM. Mentors, leading mentors, making lasting memories, moms loving moms. So the power of that is absolutely ridiculous, right? She gets to leverage that every single week. So all of us have the same opportunity to be able to leverage Darnell Self, Mr. Brian Carruthers, Mr. Jason Bimji, Chino, myself, all the phenomenal leaders that are here. So we don't have to do the heavy lifting, but we can allow them to go ahead and do so. Busy week. I love it. Here we go. So that's number 2. Number 1 is utilizing third-party tools. Number 2 is third-party experts. Number 3 is going to be third-party events. Third-party events. Now, if you look at what's going down in Houston, if you see what is happening over here in the Florida market, we have events that is going every single week. And if there's one thing I noticed about building a business, right? Not everybody's going to have the same fire that we have. Manita, what's going on, Queen? But here's the thing, 80% of people, they need that weekly event. They need these weekly calls so they can go ahead and really stay plugged in, because life is going to life. Now, we know everybody on this call, we're going to keep going no matter what. But the fact is, 80% of individuals, they need the community, they need the stories, and they need the culture, because that's what truly ties everything together. And this is why Darnell Self has built a phenomenal, huge business, because he understands this very well. So if we don't have some of you guys were like, well, I don't have a weekly event out of my city. Well, here's what I was always taught. You see, if we don't have an event that's out here in our city, we can be the ones to go ahead and create that event. That's exactly what we did. We didn't have events going on here. We say, you know what? Let's just get it started. You can find a free spot like Starbucks, somewhere that even hotel lobbies. Everywhere we travel, we build inside of lobbies. So there's all different ways to be able to build the business when it comes to leveraging third-party events, okay? Number 4, last but not least, is going to be third-party trainings, okay? Third-party events and third-party trainings, events, right? All roads are leading to Baltimore. The 5 M's of this industry. More meetings means more momentum. So I'm telling you right now, don't stop pushing to Baltimore, because I've seen it literally over almost the past decade. I've been in the industry since 2016, and I've seen it. People will book I've had people get started literally the day before. I've had people get started the same day of the event. They were actually out there in Baltimore, out there at the event space, that attended the event and changed their life. I've had people the day before the event get started, book their ticket, and come out there the next day. So don't be afraid to be the one to have that posture to really maybe push your people a little bit. Let them know how important this is. You know what? I want to give everybody a video. Let me go ahead and pause IG real quick and let me share this. This is important. I actually believe this is huge. So Dave dropped a video yesterday, and I want you guys, if you can, share this with your whole team, because this is a perfect example of why it is so crucial to be able to get out to events. So let me show you this testimony that Dave made. Check this out. Here we go. This is great right here.
I just wanted to come on and do this real quick with you. A year ago, when we met Jason and Sean, and we got involved with Legal Shield, they had told us about this big convention coming up. And we were like, man, we don't have the money to do it, to go out of town or anything like that. Matter of fact, we happen to have a very important gig that we're doing on that time period. And Jason told me, he says, dude, I tell you, he says, man, I don't care what you got going on, rearrange your schedule. You have got to come to convention. It will change your life. It is the epiphany of what Legal Shield is about. You got to drop what you're doing and come. I'll even pay you for what you were going to do to come and do this. You won't regret it. Well, guys, we changed our schedule. We went ahead and canceled a paying event, and we flew out to Oklahoma, and we got involved in this convention, and let me tell you, it was life-changing. By the time convention was over, I pointed at that stage, and I looked at Jess, and I said, we are going to be the next Jason Benji. We're going to be the next Brian Carruthers. We're going to be the next Darnell Self. It was absolutely life-changing. Here we are now as 3-time bronze executives, and nothing is stopping us. Guys, if you don't go to convention, what a mistake it would be not to go. It is phenomenal. You need to go.
Woo! I'm telling you, you know what's wild? He was talking about at the event the other day. He said he missed that paid, whatever they were going to do. They were going to get paid to do some type of gig, right? And here's what ended up happening. A year later, the exact month that we're going to the event, do you take a guess? How much do you think Dave and Shannon got paid their last month inside of Legal Shield? Do you have an idea? Somebody give me a guess. How much you guys think they made? Past profits don't guarantee future results, but I want to let you know, okay? These individuals went from, he literally told us the story the other day. They're delivery drivers, okay? And they go out to eat almost every freaking day now. And I remember when they were eating, literally they were eating McDonald's, they were eating pretty much sandwiches, struggling to get by. They made almost somebody's yearly salary last month. Let's just say 20,000 cheeseburgers. and at the end of the day, money's not everything, but it's life-changing, okay? Money dictates a lot of things. It dictates what we eat, where we live, what we drive, where our kids go to school. So it plays a huge role. And they can literally give a huge, you just saw a huge